Have you ever felt stupid for getting angry over something small? A text left on read for days. A friend who cuts you off mid-sentence like what you have to say doesn't matter. That relative who hides poison inside a joke. Tiny moments, but they light up something old inside you. Your face burns, your breathing changes, your chest tightens, and before you even realize it, you snap. Then comes the emptiness, the guilt, the questions. You replay every detail in your mind, trying to understand, why does this still control me? What inside me still reacts so strongly to so little? That exact question was what changed Michael's life. Michael had always been known for his temper. He was the kind of man who spoke before thinking, who raised his voice before understanding. He lived in a small, dusty town, the kind where everyone knows everyone, and everyone knew his outbursts. Once he fought with his wife because the beans were bland. Another time he yelled at a neighbor because a cow wandered into his yard. Even the kids on his street avoided him, not out of fear, but pity. They saw a man who looked strong on the outside, but was constantly fighting something invisible inside. The day everything started to change seemed ordinary. Michael was walking down a dirt road, muttering under his breath, kicking stones, when he noticed an old man sitting beneath a tree. The man wore simple, worn-out clothes. His eyes were closed, his body still. There was such calm in his presence that it made Michael even angrier. "Don't you have anything better to do?" he shouted. The old man opened his eyes slowly, looked at him, and smiled. A quiet smile, unshaken, as if he knew exactly what Michael was carrying, without hearing a single word. That afternoon, Michael lost control again. He was home when his son spilled water over his paperwork. He shouted so loud the boy flinched in the corner, silent, his eyes filling with tears. His wife just watched, afraid to speak. That night, Michael couldn't sleep. He kept replaying the scene, his son's eyes, the tension in the air, the regret that came too late. For the first time he felt small, broken, and he remembered the old man by the tree, that calm, almost knowing smile. Maybe that man knew something he desperately needed to learn. The next morning, Michael went back. The old man was still there, as if he'd never left. Without a word, he handed Michael a cup full of water and told him to walk without spilling a drop. Michael tried. He walked slowly, tense, eyes locked on the cup. After a few minutes, the old man asked, "Did you notice the birds, the wind, the sunlight on the leaves?" Michael said, "No, I was just trying not to spill the water." The old man nodded. "That's how you live your life, always carrying something that keeps you from seeing what's around you." Over the next few days, the old man gave him new challenges. One of them was simple but powerful. He placed a handful of sand in Michael's palm and told him to squeeze it as tightly as he could. The sand began slipping through his fingers. "Now hold it gently," the man said. The sand stayed. "The harder you hold on, the more you lose," he explained. "It's the same with anger, with control, with pain." Michael stayed quiet. For the first time, he didn't just understand. He felt that maybe the problem had never been the world, but the weight of how he was holding it. A few days later in town, a shopkeeper tried to shortchange him. Once Michael would have yelled, made a scene, demanded respect. But now he simply looked the man in the eyes, returned the extra bill, and said nothing. That silence unsettled the man more than any outburst could. Later, when a group of teens mocked him behind his back, Michael heard it, took a deep breath, and kept walking. Each moment became a mirror. And the more he chose not to react, the lighter he felt. It wasn't weakness. It was mastery, not over others but over himself. And for the first time in his life, that felt like freedom. Years later, Michael had grown old. One day his grandson asked, "Grandpa, how did you learn to stay so calm?" He smiled and said, "Someone once taught me you can't control the world, only how you respond to it." The boy stayed silent. Michael added, "When someone offers you poison, you don't have to drink it." The boy didn't fully understand, but he felt the weight of those words. And in that moment, the cycle began again. A seed planted in the heart of someone who'd one day need to learn to choose peace too. If this story touched something in you, Breathe. Because maybe what hurts the most isn't what's happening around you, but what you're still holding inside. The anger, the rush, the need to win every argument. Michael didn't become a monk. He just got tired of suffering. And you? Are you ready to let go of what's been weighing you down? If this story spoke to you, share it below. What do you need to release today? Your answer might just help someone you've never even met.